Good evening. Welcome to South Asia Newsline. I'm Nidhi Taneja. Here are the top stories we are tracking for you on Tuesday, the 3rd of January. Security forces combat two separate militant attacks in India's Kashmir. Anger boils over due to chronic load shedding in Pakistan-administered Kashmir. And devotional spirit runs high as annual Buddhist prayer meet begins in eastern India. And now for all the details. A Pakistani militant was killed while an Indian soldier was injured in separate attacks in India's northern Jammu and Kashmir province on Tuesday. Security has been beefed up and search operations are on.
A Pakistani militant was gunned down in an encounter with security forces in Baramulla district of India's Kashmir on Tuesday. A gun battle broke out after security forces laid an ambush following a tip-off about suspicious movement of militants. An AK-47 rifle and some ammunition were recovered from the slain militant.
इस टेररिस्ट का नाम उमर खताब है। ये लश्कर तंजीम से ताल्लुक़ रखता है और ये एक पाकिस्तानी टेररिस्ट है जो कि काफ़ी टाइम से सोपोर के इलाके में एक्टिव था।
Hours later, a soldier of paramilitary Central Reserve Police Force or CRPF was shot at by militants in a suspected militant attack in Pulwama district of the province. The injured soldier was immediately taken to a hospital and security was tightened in the area. Armed soldiers took over the streets and a hunt was launched to nab the militants. There has been a spate in militant attacks in the province since India last September announced surgical strikes against suspected militants attempting to infiltrate from across the border.
Staying on to news from India. Low visibility led to cancellations of trains and delayed several flights. Dense fog in parts of North India disrupted life for commuters while people wrapped up in bundles of clothes as temperatures plunged.
Parts of northern India were engulfed by thick fog on Tuesday as traffic movement was thrown out of gear with rail and flight operations disrupted. Reduced visibility led to the delay of 55 trains, rescheduling of 22 and cancellation of 6 at the New Delhi railway station. Clueless about the arrival of their trains, some passengers spent the night at the station in the teeth-chattering cold. Flight operations at New Delhi's Indira Gandhi International or IGI airport were also hit. Meanwhile, drivers in Gorakhpur city of Uttar Pradesh province were forced to switch on the headlights of their vehicles as visibility dropped to barely a few meters.
ठंड तो बहुत पड़ रही है, पूछिए मत। अब देखिए चारों तरफ कोहरा है, इस समय कहीं दिखाई कुछ नहीं दे रहा है और ऐसे लगातार जो है ऐसे तो 10-15 दिनों से है, इधर काफ़ी जो है 5-7 दिनों से काफ़ी जो है वो कोहरा पड़ा रहा है। यहाँ तक तो आदमी दिखाई नहीं दे रहा है।
Locals wrapped themselves in multiple layers to shield themselves against the inclement weather. Tea stalls did brisk business as people queued up to get hot tea to survive the biting cold and racy winds.
Moving on. People of Pakistan-administered Kashmir have been struggling at the hands of the corrupt officials. Prolonged power cuts in the region have triggered unrest and anguish among people. Many blame the authorities for neglecting the region. A report.
The illegally occupied territory of Pakistan-administered Kashmir is facing problem of load shedding of up to 16 to 18 hours a day. Unscheduled power cuts have disturbed the lives and businesses of the residents, apart from hampering the studies of children ahead of exams. Locals are furious over the long hours of power outages and urge the Pakistan government to resolve the long-standing issue.
हमारे गांव में बहुत ज़्यादा लोड शेडिंग है, जिसकी वजह से बच्चे तालीम से महरूम हैं और कारोबार मुतासर हैं। इंतहाई मुश्किलात का शिकार हैं हम लोग।
आज़ाद कश्मीर में ये गुज़श्ता 2 माह से बिजली का इतना लोड शेडिंग का दौरानिया इतना बढ़ गया है कि आधे घंटे बिजली होती है और फिर 4-5 घंटे नहीं होती है। और इस बिजली की इस लोड शेडिंग से पूरा मुजफ्फराबाद और पूरा आज़ाद कश्मीर मुतासर हो रहा है।
हम अपना काम पूरा नहीं कर सकते। हम अभी ट्यूशन जाते हैं, शाम को जब आके हम अपना होमवर्क करने लगते हैं तो अपने टेस्ट तैयार करने लगते हैं, हम प्रिपरेशन करने लगते हैं तो हमारे बिजली नहीं होती, इस वजह से हम अपने टेस्ट तैयार नहीं कर सकते।
The entire region requires only 300 megawatts of electricity, yet it experiences 18 to 20 hours of power outages on a daily basis. Locals are frustrated by the apathetic attitude of the government that has left the region entirely neglected.
Staying on to news from Pakistani Kashmir. Recently, employees of the Logging and Sawmills Corporation in the region staged a demonstration against the federal government of Islamabad.
Logging and sawmill employees of Pakistan-administered Kashmir gathered to protest against the denial of salaries. Shouting slogans against the authorities, the anger of the employees was palpable.
ये लोगों को रोजगार देना रियासत की जिम्मेदारी है, लोगों के बच्चों को तालीम देना रियासत की जिम्मेदारी है, लेकिन इंतहाई अफसोस से ये कहना पड़ रहा है कि रियासत सोई हुई है, लोग रोडों पर दर पदार हैं, लोगों के घरों में फाका कशियां हैं।
The people of the illegally occupied region have to make do with limited resources, but non-payment of salaries has worsened their situation.
माह नवंबर की तनख्वाह नहीं दी गई, मुलाजमीन के बच्चे भूखे मर रहे हैं, बच्चों को स्कूलों से निकाला जा रहा है, मुलाजमीन के घरों में फाका कशियां हैं, मुलाजमीन के चूल्हे बुझ गए हैं और अगर कोई मुलाजिम बीमार हो जाता है तो पैरासीटामोल की गोली लेने के लिए उसके पास पैसे नहीं हैं।
The agitating protesters have threatened to intensify their protest and go on an indefinite hunger strike. The federal government of Islamabad often turns a blind eye towards the problems faced by the locals, leaving them helpless.
In news from Afghanistan, the war-ravaged country has long been the victim of insurgent and militant groups targeting the innocent people. The media in the country has evolved since the fall of the Taliban in 2001, yet the profession remains an extremely dangerous one.
Afghanistan in the year 2016 saw what media persons call bloodiest year in over a decade for its personnel working within its borders, with 14 journalists killed during the year. Media personnel have been killed mainly by the Taliban or by people that the government of Afghanistan called unknown armed individuals or groups, media officials said.
Taliban is targeting media outlets and media people because the media is revealing what Taliban is doing. The media is publicizing what Taliban is doing. They are raping people, they are killing people, they are damaging schools, they are burning schools, they are damaging roads.
Zabihullah Durandish, who has been working as a reporter in Afghanistan for 5 years, said that he endured many terrifying moments during his career.
این موتر مرا به جای نامعلوم برد. 2 نفر فرد مسلح بودند و حتی تهدید کردند. تمام وسایلم از پیشم گرفتن. خوشبختانه همراه خودم کارت خبرنگاری نبود و بعد از 1.5 الی 2 ساعت در جاده‌های کابل به گونه‌ای که خودم هم نمی‌فهمیدم سرم پایان بود.
Durandish said that such tactics are frequently used by some terrorists who want to intimidate journalists. He, however, said that he would continue to carry out his life-threatening job because he wishes to expose the difficulties and problems that trouble the Afghan people.
Moving on, the new year comes with new resolutions and surprises. This new year, students of India's northern Jammu and Kashmir province have something to cheer about. 5 new hostels are being constructed to provide accommodation for hassle-free studies.
Students of Udhampur district and its neighbouring villages in India's northern Jammu and Kashmir province hailed the construction of new hostels by the government. The move by the provincial government was made for students living in remote areas of the province. Many face difficulty in transportation, renting out houses near schools which they can't afford, ultimately leaving them to drop out of schools.
इसका बहुत बेनिफिट है, खासकर लड़कियों को, क्योंकि गांव से आने वाली लड़कियों को काफ़ी प्रॉब्लम होती है, जहां तक कि उन्हें गाड़ियों वाले भी नहीं चढ़ाते हैं, जिसके कारण वे स्कूल में देर से पहुंचते हैं, जिसके कारण उनकी पढ़ाई में बहुत ज़्यादा असर पड़ता है।
कि पहले जो गरीब घर की लड़कियां हैं जो वो पहले अच्छे से पढ़ नहीं पाती थी, क्योंकि उन्हें यहाँ पर किराए पे रहना पड़ता था, इसलिए वो यहाँ पर पढ़ नहीं पाती थी अच्छे से। तो यहाँ पर जो हॉस्टल बन रहा है तो इससे बहुत फ़ायदा होगा उन्हें।
Such hostels were not available in the area before, and with the construction, many students will be benefited.
Tibetan spiritual leader the Dalai Lama initiated the annual Kal Chakra Puja or prayers of time cycles in India's eastern Bihar province. Lord Buddha taught the Kal Chakra Tantra more than 2,800 years ago.
Tibetan spiritual leader the Dalai Lama on Monday initiated the annual Kal Chakra Puja in the holy city of Bodh Gaya in India's eastern Bihar province. The Kal Chakra ritual, an esoteric but very important Buddhist rite for activating dormant enlightenment, is scheduled to take place from January 3rd to 14th. The spiritual leader began the ceremony with special prayers for world peace, followed by a sermon. Hundreds of Buddhist monks and devotees from across the world gathered for the annual event, which has been previously held in India as well as abroad. The Dalai Lama will begin the ceremony at the UNESCO World Heritage Site, Mahabodhi Temple.
Well, that's the way it was in South Asia this evening. Before we conclude the top stories once again. Security forces combat two separate militant attacks in India's Kashmir. Anger boils over due to chronic load shedding in Pakistan-administered Kashmir. And devotional spirit runs high as annual Buddhist prayer meet begins in eastern India. Now our viewers can watch the show on SouthAsiaNewsline.com. You can also visit us on Facebook.com/SAsiaNewsline and follow us on Twitter @SAsiaNewsline. That's all in tonight's edition. We'll see you same time tomorrow. Good night.